Welcome, everybody. The official Sports Stacking League Twitch competition. Some of these stacks currently hold world records, and other stackers have blown their divisions out of the water.
Oh, okay, alright, that was the first attempt.
Ooh, there we go. No fumble.
597. This is very, very close.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the most competition we've ever had in a bracket.
Oh, having some trouble there.
Congrats to everybody else for being very close.
Looks like a solid time.
Finish it off clean. Hello everyone and welcome to the 9th edition of Season 2 in the official Sports Stacking League Twitch competition. My name is Kean Lynch and I will be your host for this tournament. And in this tournament, we have 7 stackers today to compete to show consistency, speed, and overall who is the best of the best. Some stackers shown today are current world record holders and others have blown their divisions out of the water. And as you guys can tell, I'm a little bit more nervous because someone's missing. Lawrence isn't here, unfortunately, so he wasn't able to make it today, but have no fear, I am still here to keep the commentary crisp. With that being said, let's take a quick look at our teams and the scorecard. So as you can see, Team Blue is still falling slightly behind with 212 points, and Team Red in the lead with 229 points. Tyler HOLLIS leading Team Red with their captain, 84 points, and Karif leading his team with 58 points. And it seems that even Michael Vanner from Team Red has been able to surpass Karif, mainly possibly just because of Michael showing up a few more times. With all of that being said and done, let's get on to our first event for today. We have the average of 3 cycle. So stackers will have 3 attempts to set their best times in the cycle. However, it's not like the traditional cycle. So all the times will be added up and then divided by 3, which is the amount of attempts you have, and it will be based on the average. If the stacker scratches any of their attempts, they will automatically scratch the entire average except for 1 grace attempt. But if they scratch that again, then the entire time will, like I said, be scratched. The calculated time will put them on the leaderboard based on the average. So with that being said, let's move on to our first stacker today, Karif Ullah. From Maryland, 16 years of age, been stacking since 2012. He's ranked 40th in the world with a 9.216 overall, so let's bring him up right now and see if he can average it out. Now, Karif's been known to be quite a consistent stacker, at least as of recently. At Mid-Atlantics, he did fairly well on 363, placing, I believe, 3rd overall in the 363 stack. And he did fare pretty well with cycle, I believe placing at least top 10. So with that being said, we've given him the signal, and now it is up to him to get things started. And I do hope he does well, of course, because, you know, he is my doubles partner, and he's been on almost all of my relay teams for the past while, and it's been quite interesting to see what he can do. All right, so it looks like his first attempt there was slightly cut off, but we'll leave it with a 5.921. A really good start, seeing that this is very, very consistency-based. So he was really going to want to keep it as consistent as possible. So he'll be moving on to his second attempt here very soon. It looks like he's rocking a red shirt with USA crossed out, I think? Yeah, I think that's how it works. The cycle is looking pretty good, though, with a slight fumble, but either way, not too bad with a 5.941, even with a fumble. So Karif is doing extremely well. So he's moving on to his third attempt here. Just waiting for the signal from his side. It must be quite nerve-wracking, though, to already have such a good average, and he's already going, but you have to keep everything perfect. But it looks like he might be able to do that, and it looks like he did. The 5.833, his fastest time. So when dividing that by 3, you have a 5.898 from Karif Ullah, an extremely impressive time, seeing that is averaging 3 different attempts. But a great performance from Karif Ullah. So let's move on to Cole Smith. So representing Team Red from Florida, 15 years of age. He's been stacking since 2013, and he's ranked 477th in the world with a 10.821 overall. I gotta say, the profile picture, it was funny because, you know, when we're getting the profile pictures, we always want to get one clear shot of the stacker. It looks like, unfortunately, we weren't able to do that. We had to get him with his doubles partner. I'm sure that when he competes in more future tournaments later on in the years, that might change. It's just, I don't know, it's something you really spot out once you're doing this for so long. He is also from Florida, and I believe there's, I think, like 3 stackers from Florida in this tournament. It's weird, you know? Like, you think it'd be like a lot more worldwide based, and there's some, you know, parts that have to solidify their spots. So with that being said, let's bring him up right now. And he's looking pretty ready. We've sent him the signal now. It's up to him to see what he does. Looks like he's getting a few warm-ups in there, or maybe he's just going. All right, a slight tap. So it looks like that was a warm-up. So he's got some pretty tough competition to beat. And everything's on the table here, so he's got to keep it clean. Ooh. Oh, it looks like the timer didn't start. So, ooh, bit of a fumble there. Dropped a few cups. It is clean, though. Ooh. Okay, yeah. So that is a scratch. So he is allowed 1 grace attempt. So this will not completely ruin his overall. So he'll be redoing his first attempt. All right, just a slight fumble there, but finishing off smooth with a 7.102. Definitely not going to be as close as Kharif, but still a solid time given the circumstances, because this could be very nerve-wracking. I don't know exactly how I would fare in this event. It would be maybe a bit sloppy, but he's moving on to his second attempt now. Ooh, he's definitely a little bit nervous, but he's trying to put everything together. We do believe that was clean with a 7.887. So it is a clean time, and that will add to his average. Remember, he's just trying to average out the best time, so consistency truly is key here. He's really got to shake off those extra last bit of nerves so he can finish off with a smooth third attempt to retain his overall. All right. Ooh, he has a bit of a fumble, but he does fix it. All right. So that looks like an 8.428. So that'll be his final time. So definitely not the best overall in the world. With a 7.805. Definitely not as close to Kharif, but still quite a fair overall given the circumstances. So we'll be moving on to Tim Brown. All right, from Connecticut, age 14 years old. He's been stacking since 2006, so definitely a newer stacker in the community. He's ranked 478th in the world with a 10.793 overall. So we'll bring him up right now and see what he can do to average things out. Now, Tim is representing Team Blue, and Team Blue is a bit behind today because they do only have 3 stackers competing for them, so he's really got to pull this off. All right. This may be his first attempt, and if so, things are going quite rough. All right, he's just trying to keep things clean. Yeah, so that was a scratch, 16.571. So that is his 1 grace attempt, so he's really going to want to keep it clean for the rest of his attempts. If he scratches from this point on, the rest of his attempt is a scratch, and that will put him in last place, or at least lower than everyone else. Ooh, bit of a fumble there, but he does fix it. All right, so that is clean, 8.062. Not the best time that we've seen today, for sure, but definitely not the worst. So, and you know there's still tons of more competition, so anything is possible. Ooh, has a little bit of a fumble there. Goes back to fix it. He's trying to keep it as clean and as smooth as possible. 12.168. He's really struggling here, so he definitely wants to get the best time that he can. That 12 is already 2 times less than just Kharif's average, but he's going for his 3rd attempt here. Finishes off smooth, his best attempt for sure, 7.872. So definitely not the best performance from Tim Brown with a 9.367 averaging. which is quite unfortunate for Team Blue, but hopefully he will fare better in our future events because there is more to go. We'll be moving on to William Allen from Michigan, 12 years of age, ranked 294th in the world. He's been stacking since 2015 with a 10.378 overall. Once again, quite a newer stacker, but let's bring him up right now and see what he can do to average out for Team Red. All right, so looks like he's waiting for the signal. We've already sent it to him, but there is a little bit of delay, and it looks like he's already gotten it, so he might just have some really nice internet connection. All right, looks like he's going for his first attempt here. All right. Ooh, so that is a scratch. So he will be given a grace attempt for that. He's a little bit nervous, as you can see. He's slightly shaky, but he's trying to shake it off and make sure he can get this nice and clean. And it looks like he did, at least for the first attempt. So you were starting up with a 6.745, not that bad. So if that was his average, that would be putting him in second place right now. This definitely is going to be a difficult event. Second attempt, starting off strong. Ooh, looking good. So a 6.530. So this will be his third attempt coming up now. He might definitely be quite nervous for this. Everything is on the line with a third attempt, so if he messes it up, it could end it all. Ooh, bit of a fumble there. Ooh, he's having a little bit of trouble. Oh, he's really struggling on the 110-1. All right, so at the time of 13.806, unfortunately, that will not help his average in the long run. 9.027, definitely not the best. Definitely not the best we've seen today, but it does beat Tim Brown from previously. With that being said, let's move on to Michael Vanner. All right, from New York, 15 years of age, been stacking since 2011, so he's been stacking for quite a while. He's ranked 33rd in the world with a 9.118 overall. Let's bring him up right now, and Michael's rocking a Team Canada jersey, even though he is from the U.S. Just showing the international pride right here. Rocking snap top oranges as well. Ooh, have a bit of a fumble there. This does look to be a warm-up, though. Alrighty. So here he goes for his first attempt. Smooth start with... Also, he has a gold snap top at the bottom. Quite a rare set, but he does have a good start there. Looks like a 6.193. Definitely not bad at all. Now, Michael, in practice, does have a 4-second cycle. I believe his personal best out of tournament is a 4.855. So he definitely is one of the more faster stackers here, but will that show his consistency here? And it looks like he's really going for it. He wants to be Karif. 6.103. So he's really going to want to have a speedy third attempt if he does want to be Karif's average. So here he goes for his third attempt. But at this point, it's just to try to keep consistency in place. He definitely was a little nervous there with a slight shake, but at the end, still a clean run, 6.093. Even though the fumble was still his best time. So his average will be a 6.129. So not bad from Michael Vanner, putting him in second place. And seriously helping Team Red get more points on the board against Team Blue, just helping solidify their lead. With that being said, let's move on to our next stacker, also from Team Red, Tyler Hollis. From New York, aged 14, been stacking since 2007, so he's been stacking for quite a while. He's ranked 7th in the world with an 8.443 overall. Let's bring him up right now and see if this speed matches his consistency. And we've seen some quite impressive stuff from Tyler in previous events. He's also rocking a camo. I believe it's an HY camo on the bottom of his set. Quite a rare cup and also quite a unique bottom cup, but I'm not judging. All right, so here he goes for his first attempt. Going really speedy. He's really trying to get the best he can. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there. Oh, so that is a scratch. So he will be given a grace attempt for that first attempt. All right. So here he goes for his first attempt yet again. Really keeping it smooth. 5.960, a good start. He really does want to take first place and show Kreef who's boss. With that being said, here he goes for his second attempt, I believe. And he's got a Just Do It shirt on. I like the enthusiasm. All right, so here he goes. He's really going to want to keep it smooth if he wants to be Kreef. 5.881. That just beats Kreef's overall. So if he can surpass Kreef's overall yet again by just a little bit more, he might actually be able to beat the overall entirely. But we'll see. He does have one more attempt. He really has to pull this off. Ooh. 5.759, so that might have just beaten Kreef overall. And it looks like it did, 5.866. So just by an inch beating Tyler HOLLIS will beat Kreef overall. And it looks like we have one more stacker coming up. We have BETSY SANCHEZ from Texas, 12 years of age. She's been stacking since 2014, ranked 607th in the world with 11.049 overall. Let's bring her up right now and see if she can help Team Blue as their final stacker. Like we mentioned before, Team Blue is missing one stacker today. They only have 3 stackers competing. So they really are going to want to up their game later on in the second event to help get more points on the board. BETSY does seem to be getting a few extra warm-ups in before her first attempt. It's good to... Oh, looks like she's going for her first attempt now. All right. A little bit of a fumble there.
Okay, I got it. There you go.
All right, so with a 7.848 for her first attempt, not too bad from BETSY SANCHEZ. She's really going to want to keep her consistency up, though, in the long run. So here she goes for her second attempt. We always mention her hair. Her hair is like just constantly going back and forth right in front of her face. It's really impressive because I would be distracted by that for sure. She has a little bit of a fumble on that 6-6. Oh, it looks like that was a scratch. So we will be giving her a grace attempt for that. So 7.683. That's quite unfortunate that was a scratch, but she does have her grace attempt still. So she will be taking that now for her second attempt. And after this point, if she scratches any more, it will unfortunately make the entire run a scratch, and we really cannot have that in her position. All right. All right, that looks like a really smooth run, 7.986, so she's really trying to keep consistency on board. All right, she has one more attempt to try to get the best time she can possible. If she gets a good enough time, she might be able to surpass Cole Smith, who's currently in 4th place. So she definitely wants to do the best she can, and she has a little bit of a fumble there, so she's trying to keep her speed up. But in the end, she finishes it nice and easy with an 8.657. So not too bad with a 8.163 overall. So that will put her in 5th place, just finishing up some extra points on the board for Team Blue. And with that being said, we're going to take... we're going to take a quick look at the leaderboard. So as you can see, Tyler just a few inches ahead with a 5.866, taking first overall with the 3 average times. Second being Kreef Ula with a 5.898. And third with Michael Vanner with a 6.129. So these are extremely fast overalls. And you have to remember that this is averaging each and every single time that you do. Each stack is completely different from the next, and you can have 2 really, really good times and then have one slider and it ruins the entire attempt. So with that being said, let's take one quick look back at the scorecard. So as you can see right now, Team Blue is now really struggling behind with 231 points versus Team Red with, I believe, 28 points ahead, 259 points. But there are still more events in the future, so we will be going on to those after this commercial break. All right, guys, we are back, and that was quite an interesting first event. So as you guys saw from the scorecard, Team Red really did pull quite far ahead, but there is still much to happen with this event and more tournaments ahead in the future. So with that being said, we're going to be moving on to our second event for this tournament. So we have the 9 cycle. So stackers will be doing a cycle-based event, but with only 9 cups, as to why it is called the 9 cycle. So they will have 3 attempts, like always, to get their best time. This is not an average. It is just whichever time is the best will be their final time. So 9 cycle will be starting with a 3-3-3, transitioning into a 6-3, like you would transition into a 6-6. And then transitioning after that into a 1-1-6-1, or popularly known as a 1-7-1, down stacking back into a 3-3-3. There is no like scratch to times that are added. It is just whichever time is your best. And of course, if you scratch all 3 times, then that is not the best. And this is a bracketed event, and this is not raise the bar. It's just 3 attempts all the way through. So we'll be moving on to our bracket now. So we have Karif Ullah versus Cole Smith, Tim Brown versus William Allen, Michael Venner versus Tyler Hollis. Because we do have one member from Team Blue missing, BETSY Sanchez will be getting a bye into the semifinals. So with that being said, let's move on to our first bracket, Karif Ullah versus Cole Smith. All right, so we have Karif just getting some warm-ups in. This can be quite annoying at times because, you know, it is just you always going, the stackers who have to go first, you know, they don't know what the competition is. They don't know what they'll have to beat. You know, with Raise the Bar, it's a little bit more solidified. But with just bracket events, if you're going first, you really got to pull it off. And Karif is definitely having a little bit of struggling. Not the best from Karif, 7.477. Definitely not the best time for Karif, but I'm sure he has 2 more attempts. He'll be able to shake it off. All right. So here he goes for his second attempt here. Going really nice and smooth. A really clean run for Karif, 5.153. Not bad at all. Remember, this isn't Raise the Bar, so Karif has only 3 attempts to get the best time he can. If Cole Smith beats him after that, then that is final. So here he goes for his 3rd attempt, getting ready, shaking it off to get the best time possible. Ooh, looking really good. 4.791, a really good time. This might be very difficult for Cole to beat, but we'll just have to see. So now let's bring up Cole Smith. All right. So Cole's just sitting here waiting for his time, and he doesn't seem very happy that he has to be at a 479. I feel your pain, Cole. I've had to do this once or twice before, even though it was Raise the Bar at the time. So he will have 3 attempts to beat a 4.791. So he's just getting a few extra warm-ups in. And it looks like for Team Red, he's not really rocking anything that's red, except for maybe the cord in the background, but that's more so orange. Maybe there's a little blink of red on the mat, but anyways, going for his first attempt here. Ooh, has a little bit of a fumble. So that is, yeah, that's a scratch for sure. Remember, he doesn't get any grace attempts for that, so he just goes straight on. Here he goes for a second attempt, keeping it strong. Ooh, that would have been quite close for Cole Smith. All right. So it looks like that was a scratch. So he'll be putting his cups back into place, and then we'll be moving on to his 3rd attempt. So he's just got to fix up all the cups. Looks like he's missing one. Oh, did he find it? Ah, there it is. Ah, that's quite unfortunate. Oh. Looks like the timer didn't start. So he's really going for his third attempt here. Either way, that is a scratch. So it looks like he did scratch all 3 times. But good job, and what a good sport for Cole Smith, finishing off to the end, giving a thumbs up. So we'll be moving on to our next bracket, which is Tim Brown versus William Allen, I believe. So he's practicing. Looks like he got a 5.116 in practice. At least I believe that's practice because we didn't see the full attempt. All right, so yes, that was practice. So he's going for his first attempt now. All right, looks like a clean run, 5.314. So a good run from Tim Brown. So now he just has 2 more attempts to beat that and get the fastest time possible. And remember, Team Blue really needs as many points as they can get possible here. So if Tim can pull it off, getting the win here would really be necessary. All right, looks like that won't be bettering his time, 9.546. Definitely not going to be bettering his previous time of 5.314. So now he has 1 more attempt to do the best he can. And it looks like he's going for it. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there. Quite unfortunate. So he'll be keeping his time of 5.314. Ooh. Yes, it is not clean. 5.314 will be his final time, and he'll be moving on against William Allen. So William Allen will have 3 attempts to beat the 5.314. So he's just getting a few extra warm-ups in as of right now. This can be a bit frustrating at times. So hopefully he can pull it off. Remember, this is for Team Red, so if he really wants to help keep their lead, you really got to keep it clean. Oh, that looks like that would have done it if it was clean. All right, so he's just moving straight on to his second attempt. Not even hesitating. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there, so he was hesitating on that. And it looks like that was a scratch as well. So looks like he'll be moving on to his third attempt there. And oh, it looks like he did it. He's extremely happy with what he got. 5.92, just by the hair. So he did just beat it. He was so close to Tim Brown. But it looks like William Allen will be taking the bracket. So great job to William Allen. So now we'll be moving on to our next bracket, which is Michael Vanner versus Tyler Hollis. We've had these two go face-to-face multiple times in the past. But now this is just a team pride battle yet again. So we'll have to see what Michael Vanner can pull off here. So he's going for his first attempt. A little bit of a fumble. Or at least I believe this is his first attempt. It doesn't look like he's enjoying it. It's struggling quite a bit. So yeah, that was not the best time. 12.496. Definitely not the best time to set against someone like Tyler Hollis, who can do that in cycle and sleep. Probably even 2 cycles in his sleep. Alright. Quite a unique style there for 9 cycle, but either way, it is clean. 5.226. Really good time from Michael Vanner. So he does have 1 more time to beat it. And may I say, for someone who's supposed to be representing Team Red, you're using blue cups. Michael, I'm disappointed in you, man. I mean, I know you gotta use what you gotta use, but you gotta show some team pride as well. Ooh, he's really going for it. Ooh, looks like he got a good time. 4.902. Really good time from Michael Vanner. So this should be pretty interesting to see if Tyler Hollis can beat it or not. Also, once again, might I mention, I actually really like the design on the Team Canada shirt. Even though he's wearing it and he's Team USA, I really like the design. Anyways, let's move on to Tyler. Sorry, I sidetracked there. But anyways, so here's Tyler Hollis. Looks like he's just getting a few more warm-ups in. All right. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there. What? Even with a fumble on his first try, with a fumble, 4.843, without even breaking a sweat. Tyler Hollis sometimes is just unbeatable in any situation. Ooh, except for this one where he dropped the cup on the ground. Just messing around a little. 11.980. Definitely not going to be beating his 4.843. So now it's just a brag fest for Tyler Hollis. Looks like he's getting a drink. So here he goes for his third attempt. Just kind of going for a hashtag YOLO because, I mean, why not? So he will not be bettering his time. But it doesn't matter because with a 4.843, he really is finishing it off. And 4.505, I'm sorry, I'm wrong. He did beat his time there, and he really wanted to show that off. Very clever from Tyler Hollis. So we do have one more bracket coming up soon. We're just double checking from backstage. But, you know, I have to mention, Tyler Hollis has really been doing so well. I mean, yes, he did win this bracket against Michael Vanner, and he will be moving on to the semifinals along with Karif and William. But he's just been overpowering everyone else. I believe he almost has just 100 points individually. Anyways, let's move on to BETSY Sanchez. Keep sidetracking today. Now, BETSY Sanchez actually has a bye in this, so it is completely her against herself. Yeah, I'm really hoping she does beat Bai here. I know he's a pretty competitive stacker with like a bunch of fives in the cycle and everything. 5.493 from BETSY. Clean run. So I'm not sure if Bai will be able to beat that. It's going to be pretty difficult. She does have 2 more attempts, though, to better her time even more. So we'll have to see what happens. All right.
That's good enough.
All right. So here she goes for her second attempt. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there. Also, might I say, I must have influenced her or something because now she's using Hyungjin Choi Pros. So it looks like we're going to have to just cut off the rest of that. But either way, BETSY Sanchez did end up beating Bai, really surprising me there. I know, it was just so competitive. Either way, as with the bracket for the semifinals, we have Karif Ullah versus William Allen and Tyler Hollis versus BETSY Sanchez. So Team Blue really wants to pull ahead here and try to win as many matches as possible. With that being said, let's move on to our first semifinal match, which will be Karif Ullah versus William Allen. We'll be moving on to that in a second. So, man, Tyler Hollis has just been so destructive today. Karif Ullah, William Allen, let's get to it. I'm sorry. I just keep looking at Tyler Hollis' name and it just keeps it's like a flashback to me or something. Anyways, so looks like this might even be Karif's first attempt. Doesn't look like it was. It was just a really good warm up. And you know, that's Karif for you. Sometimes he goes wild with what he does. All right. So it looks like he'll be going for his first attempt now. He's going to be going against William Allen, and once again, he does have to go first, so he does want to set the best time possible. It looks like a pretty smooth start, 4.899. A really good start for Karif Ullah, finishing it off as solid. Starting it off as solid as possible. So he does have 2 more attempts to get the best time he can to make sure he solidifies his place in the final round. All right, here he goes for his second attempt. Ooh, that is a scratch. Quite unfortunate because it did look like a good time or a bettering time, 4.743. So yes, it would have bettered his previous time of 4.899, but he still has 1 more attempt to beat the best time, to beat his current time, might I say. Ooh, looks like a slider there. So that is kind of unfortunate. So he'll be finishing off the rest of the attempts there. And then we'll be moving on to William Allen. So we just have to confirm that William Allen is live, and he is, so we'll be bringing him up now. So here is William Allen. He's going to have to beat 4.899, which will be quite difficult, but he may or may not be able to pull it off. I guess only time will tell. Shaking some nerves off. I'm gonna make sure you can get the best time possible. So, that being said, here he goes for his first attempt. Oh, that is a scratch, unfortunately. So he's just trying to finish it off, even though it is a scratch. So he's going to show the camera anyways, 9.367. So while that is a scratch, he'll be moving on to his second attempt. He does have to beat pretty much half that with a 4.899. Alright, so a few fumbles here and there. He's really trying to go all out to beat the time, but he really is struggling quite a bit. Alright. Alright, so that does look like a clean run. 14.47. Oh, sorry, 4.478, of course. Unfortunately, there was an added one there, so that will not be beating Karif. But man, if we could take off the one, wouldn't that be amazing? There would be some new world records there. Alright. So he's going all for it. Bit of a fumble there. That's 6. But it doesn't look like he'll be finishing off beating Karif. He did finish it off, though. Oh, he's still going. He's finishing it off with style. Alright, while he's finishing off with style, we'll be moving on to our final semi-final bracket. A bit confusing there, but we'll be moving on to Tyler HOLLIS versus BETSY Sanchez. And like I said before, Tyler's just such a powerhouse that this may be no question at this point. He'll just, timber anybody else in his way. I guess would be the best way to put it. Alright, so here he goes for his first attempt. Really, just as I say that. Alright, so that is a clean run, 11.007. He's trying to keep consistency there. Looks like he was just a little bit nervous. Alright, so here he goes for his second attempt. Just getting the signal and getting ready, making sure to shake everything else off. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble here, so Tyler's not doing as well as he expected. 7.567. Definitely not what he's really been living up to for the remainder of this tournament, so he may just not be doing as well as possible. So hopefully he'll be able to get a better time. Alright, so here he goes for his third attempt. We're really trying to keep it clean. 5.271, definitely not the best attempt in the world, but that is clean, and that will give BETSY Sanchez some competition. So let's bring BETSY up now, and this might be a bit difficult for her, so we got to see what she can do. Alright, looks like BETSY's looking at the time, and she doesn't seem that happy about it, but she's ready for a challenge, I can tell. So let's hope that BETSY can bring up some more points for Team Blue in this next semifinal bracket, and maybe even make it to the final round against Karif, which would just be awesome for Team Blue Pride finally showing off. Alright, so here she goes for her first attempt. Looking really good. Oh, that's unfortunately a scratch. So 5.520, it doesn't look like it would have been beaten in the time anyways. So she's really got to try her best to pull forward for Team Blue here. Second attempt coming up now. She's just trying to shake off everything she has and just going for it. Oh, a bit of a fumble there. So, just a bit of a fumble there. So that was a scratch. So she's a little bit nervous. Just a little bit worried that she might not be able to pull this off. She does have one more attempt. She's really going to want to try to get the best attempt possible in order to make it to the final round. All right. So let's go for BETSY's third attempt here coming up now. This is it right here. All she needs to do is beat 5.271. All right, so let's go for a third attempt now. Oh, a bit of a fumble. Oh, looks like she was close there as well. 5.417, so without the fumble, she would have taken it, most likely. That's really quite unfortunate. So with that being said, let's take one look at our bracket. And as you can see, we have the final match here and ready. Karif Ullah versus Tyler Hollis. This is team... Yes, this is a captain battle. Red versus blue. So we really want to see Karif pull ahead here to catch up more points for Team Blue, but anything is possible. So let's bring up Karif now to start off with our final round. All right, so Karif is once again setting the time. It's quite unfortunate that he was at the top of the bracket because every time he will have to be the one to be setting the time sort of for Tyler Hollis. Maybe we should make that a rule in the future so the other stackers can't know what the other time is. Just they have to be completely surprised. All right, so here he goes for his first attempt. Ooh. 4.837, a really clean run from Karif. Really nice and solid, but if he's going to want to beat Tyler Hollis, he may have to go with some extra speed in that. So we've given him the signal. He's going up for a second attempt now. All right, so he's shaking it off and getting ready. Oh, bit of a fumble there. All right, so definitely not going to be beating his first attempt, 7.857, I think it was. I can't remember, it flashed too fast. But Karif has one more attempt to beat his 4.837 and beat it even further to make it even more difficult for Tyler Hollis to beat him. So let's hope that he can beat that for his third attempt. So he's going up now, and ooh, looks like it was better. All right, 4.621. That does better his time quite significantly, so he may be giving Tyler Hollis a run for his money. So we have Tyler Hollis up now, and this might be a bit of a difficult battle for Tyler. And he's applauding Karif for getting a good time. What a true sport Tyler is. Even when he's beating everyone else, he's a sport. Such a good sport. All right, he's going for his first attempt now. Ooh, a little bit of a fumble there. Ooh, so 4.958. I don't even think I'd be able to do that just normally most of the time, and he did it with a fumble. So here he goes for his second attempt, and just like trying to show no mercy to Karif. All right. Ooh, slider there. Uh-oh. He's having a little bit of trouble there. All right. 7.384. Definitely not going to be beating a 4.621. So he has one more attempt against Karif. He's really got to go all out here if he wants to beat him. And this is it, folks. This is the final match. This is what you've been waiting for. Team captain versus team captain. Red versus blue. Ooh, he's going for it. Oh, wow. So Tyler was unfortunately not able, to beat the 4.621. So he said he put 1-0 there. So looks like he's going to have some payback in the future for us. So either ways, even though that is a scratch, 20.602, that will not be beating the 4.621 set by Karif. So that'll be making Karif Ullah the champion for this bracket. And that is so wild. It was just quite a while away all the way through. So Karif was the champion for this bracket. So congrats to everybody competing, and congratulations to Karif for finally getting a win and even more points for Team Blue. So let's take a quick look at the scorecard here. And as you can see, from 239 to 265, while they did close the gap a tiny bit from the previous event, there is still quite a significant lead with Team Red. And as you can see, Tyler Hollis is only 2 points away from getting 100 points for his own team, and that is quite impressive, might I say. And man, I have to say, this was such a fun event, and everything that was going back and forth and back and forth, even though we didn't even have Raise the Bar here today, it was just so competitive. Everything was like just grasping for hairs against each other. But it was really an amazing event, and I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did. But with that being said, thank you guys for coming along. Make sure you stay tuned, stack fast, and we'll see you in the next event. Welcome, everybody. The official Sports Stacking League Twitch competition. Some of these stackers currently hold world records, and other stackers have blown their divisions out of the water.
Oh, okay, alright, that was the first attempt.
Ooh, there we go. No fumble.
5-9-7. This is very, very close.
Gentlemen, this is the most competition we've ever had in a bracket.
Oh, having some trouble there.
Congrats to everybody else for being very close.
Looks like a solid time.
Finish it off clean.